Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, what up? I am back with another makeup of the day video, and this makeup of the day was inspired by some very expensive palettes that I have in my collection that I don't show enough love to. And that's actually ridiculous, okay? If these are the most expensive palettes in my collection, that means that I should be getting the most use out of them and being very versatile with how I use them, when I use them, why I use them, all of that. So I'm gonna show you guys what I use to accomplish today's makeup look, and I hope that it gets you into your collection to start using your most expensive items more. So the palettes that I'm talking about and the palette that I use on my eyes today is a Pat McGrath palette. So before I actually get into talking about my makeup, I just want to say, like most people who have Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, I feel like we always reserve them for like special occasions and special events, just because the type of shades that are in here are very special occasion worthy. They are very special shadows with very special formulas, so we feel like we can't wear them every day, or they would be too much to wear every day. But I'm gonna implore you guys to use your Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes more on a regular basis, like an everyday basis, just so you can see how wearable the shades in these palettes can be. Okay, so I don't care if you're gonna do a work makeup look or if it's the weekend and you're just taking your kids to the park. Whenever you're gonna wear makeup, just try and use your Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes for like a more everyday or go-to makeup look, and you will see that the shades in these palettes really are very wearable, or you can tweak them to make them more wearable. So that's what I have been doing, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to continue to incorporate my Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes into like my go-to makeup looks, my everyday makeup looks, my work makeup looks, and everything, just so I can get the most use out of these very expensive eyeshadow palettes. And by the way, I didn't buy any of the Pat McGrath palettes that I have in my collection. I didn't buy them full price. I bought them on sale, but they still are the most expensive palettes that I have in my collection, okay? So yeah, I just want to tell you guys to stop using these palettes only for like date night and girls night out and things like that. Start using them for work. Start using them every time you do your makeup. So for today's look, I use this is the Divine Rose 2 eyeshadow palette. It's gorgeous, it is beautiful. And you guys know with Pat McGrath's Mothership palettes, typically this little quad right here, these are the special shades, these are the special formula. They're very intense, very glittery. There's a trichrome in here, so you know, like this is the special quad. This is the quad that I use on my eyes today. Now granted, I probably wouldn't wear this look to work because it is very much intense, very much bold and everything, but I just want you guys to know that you can create more wearable looks with the shades in this palette. So before I actually talk about that, what's on my eyes, I went in with some crease colors. So for Pat McGrath, most of her eyeshadow palettes, they come with crease colors, but I always feel like they're either not the tone or the shade that I personally want to use, or they're like really, really deep and intense. So I don't want to start out with just using those shadows on my crease. I like to build up a little bit. So I did go in with a companion palette today, and I feel like if you're going to use the Pat McGrath eyeshadows as more of like your everyday makeup look, you might need a companion palette as well. So this is one of my top 5, probably top 3 favorite eyeshadow palettes in my collection. This is the Nude Persuasion palette by Belive Beauty, and this is just everything. If you guys have been on my channel or any of my makeup videos, and you guys know how I feel about this palette. It is stunning. It is one of the best palettes that I have in my collection, just because the array of shades. I have everything that I need in this palette to go into my transition, to go into my outer corner, to create a soft glam look, a very, very glam look, a smoky eye, date night, anything. Everything is in this palette, and I love this row of shimmers because they're like that really glittery, shimmery formula that I love. So for today, I went into this shade right here, which is called Spice. It's a very warm, orangey, almost like pumpkin spice type of color. So that's what I use in my crease. And then I went into Caramel down here, which is deeper than Spice, and it's more like a caramel color. It has more brown in it than orange. And then I went in with Cafe. Now Cafe is a little bit of a purpley, dark, deep brown shade. It's not really cool tone, but it's not warm tone either. It's just like a purple brown outer corner shade. So that's what I used for my actual crease work today. And then from my Pat McGrath palette, I of course went in with this super sparkly, shimmery, bright gold shade, and I used that on like the inner half of my eye. And then I went in with the copper shade on the middle of my lid. I used the trichrome shadow on the outer corner of my eye, and I don't know if you guys are going to see that shift. I will zoom y'all in. so y'all can actually see my eye, but I use the trichrome on the outer corner right before that purpley brown matte shade. So pretty. And then I use this shade right here as a topper on the middle of my lid. Now this shade right here, I'm gonna swatch it for you guys. This could definitely be used as like an everyday shade because it's super glittery, but it's more of a neutral tone shadow. So you guys can see it right there. Like it has those glitter flecks in it, but if you were to just put a matte shadow in your crease or all over your lid or whatever, and then tap this shade on top of that matte shade, this could definitely be like an easy go-to glam everyday makeup look. It's so pretty. I actually love that shade. That's my favorite shade in that entire palette. And like I said, I just put that over the center of my lid. I tapped a little bit on there and it's just like gorgeous. So stinking cute. So I love this palette. I really do enjoy using it. So I really implore you guys to pull out your Pat McGrath palettes and try to incorporate those special shades into your everyday looks, because you'll be surprised how beautiful your makeup will come out. Okay, so also for my eyes, I used a couple of eyeliners for today's look. I really didn't need to use all of these, but I felt like it. So I repurchased Urban Decay Whiskey. This is one of my favorite brown eyeliners. I've had this eyeliner like 3 different times already. This is just one of my favorites. It's a deep brown, but it has a little bit of warmth to it. It's like the color of whiskey, so I really do like this one. But when I want more of that reddish tone to show through, because I'm a darker skin tone, so when I put this in my waterline, sometimes it doesn't show up as red as I would like it to. I usually put down a nude eyeliner base first, and then I put the brown on top of it, just so it gives me more of a reddish brown look to my waterline. So that's a little tip for you guys if y'all wanted to make an eyeliner more bright in your waterline, or you wanted to show more true to color. Try putting down a nude, like a stark nude eyeliner first, and then putting the eyeliner shade on top of it. I've been doing that and I really love the effect that it gives. I feel like it's giving me what I want from my eyeliner. Okay, and then on my inner corner, I use this ColourPop Cream Gel Pencil in Latisse. This came out with their So Very Lovely collection, and I'm trying to get good use out of my ColourPop eyeliners because these dry up super duper fast. Like, you really have to use these every single day or they will dry up on you. So I put that on the inner corner of my eye. Now these lashes are from AliExpress, so I do not have a link for these lashes. I'm sorry, and they are very old. Like, this is a very old pair of lashes. Matter of fact, let me zoom you guys in. Yeah, so this is a super old pair of lashes. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see how worn these lashes are, but they are so worn. But these are one of my most complimented lash styles, so I will try to get on my AliExpress account and find these lashes. But I actually have 2 accounts with AliExpress, so I don't even remember which one these lashes are under, so I'm sorry if I can't find it, but that's where the lashes are from. And I love them because they're really wispy and they're long, and you know, they just look good. So I really do like these lashes. Okay, so now let's get into complexion, because the complexion today is everything and then some. And I used a technique that I saw from Miss Megan Robinson here on YouTube. I will leave her YouTube down in the description box, but she mainly does TikTok. She's very big on TikTok, but she reintroduced me to MAC Fix Plus. Now, I think the entire time I've had Fix Plus in my collection, I've been using it wrong. And I've always thought that Fix Plus was not for my skin because I have oily skin, but she made me rethink that, and she let me know that anybody of any skin type can use MAC Fix Plus. Okay, so I went to Ulta today and I purchased a little mini. You guys, I'm going to need to go ahead and invest in the full size bottle, because look how much of this little mini I've used already. I might as well just go ahead and get the big bottle. Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty is coming up, and I don't think I saw MAC Fix Plus on there, so I might have to just go ahead and pay full price or try and use a coupon or something. But I'm gonna need a big bottle of this because I'm like running through it. And that is because of the technique. I really don't want to call it a technique. I guess it's a routine. And it's because of the routine that she showed on her YouTube channel that I adapted into my own routine using a lot of Fix Plus. And I think that my makeup looks absolutely amazing. It doesn't look oily or greasy. It just looks very skin-like. It looks like skin, and I don't know how else to say it. I didn't set my makeup with any other setting spray today. I just used MAC Fix Plus. I did use some heavy duty makeup products for this look, but I just feel like the incorporation of the MAC Fix Plus was a godsend. Like, it is so good. So let's go over my complexion. Okay, so I use my very heavy duty primer combination today. This is my tried and true go-to primer combination. This works with every single foundation that I have in my collection. It never fails me. It never like steers me astray. This combination is A1. It works in all types of weather. I never have a bad makeup day when I wear these primers. So this is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Primer. I've gone through one of these already. I have 2 backups, I think. No, I have 3 backups of this primer. I'm not even kidding, y'all. Like, this is one of my favorite primers of life. I'm not even kidding. That's how much I love this primer, and that's how good I know it is. So it's a gripping primer. I feel like all of the e.l.f. gripping primers you can't go wrong with. So if you have this one, the Jelly Pop, the Power Grip, they're all amazing. Okay, so I use this, and then on top of it I use my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer Base. This is absolutely amazing. This is the most heavy-duty smoothing primer I've ever used in my life. Plus, it also mattifies the skin, so it's amazing for me having oily skin. And like I said, this combination together right here, your makeup is not going anywhere. It's budge proof, literally. I don't care what foundation you're using, it's budge proof. So that's what I use for my primer. And because I knew that I was going in with a really heavy duty foundation, a really matte, no budge, no smudge, transfer resistant, humidity resistant, weather resistant, like it doesn't move foundation, because I knew I was going in with that foundation. After I applied that primer combo, I sprayed my face with the MAC Fix Plus to give it like some more plump and, you know, just make my skin more ready to accept this super matte foundation. So for foundation today, I use an oldie but a goodie. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. So I love this foundation. Back in the day, I went through a couple of these foundations, but it was never my correct shade, and it was always a bit too dark for me. But then they came out with these half shades, and I am in the shade 111.5 Nutmeg. This foundation is everything and then some. I should have been wearing this foundation all summer, but I was trying to get through other foundations that I had in my collection, so I didn't really touch this one. Like I said, this is your no budge, no smudge foundation. So this is a matte finish. It's oil free, lightweight, waterproof, transfer resistant, sweat resistant, non-oxidizing. Like, it's everything. It's literally everything and then some, and I'm wearing it today. Now this shade 111 Nutmeg is still a little, 111.5 Nutmeg is still a little bit dark on me, but it works. Do y'all not see that it works? It looks good. It looks amazing. This foundation is everything, and it glided over my skin perfect with a brush. I use a brush today, and I think it's because I use the MAC Fix Plus. It looks so good. Like, my foundation looks so good. You guys already saw the close-up. It looks so good. So after that, I went in with my e.l.f. putty products. So I use the putty bronzer, and I am in the shade Sunkissed, and then I use my putty blush in the shade Bali. I love both of these. So with my putty blush, my putty bronzer, my favorite way to apply this is with this Morphe E46 angled like dense brush, and I literally just like tap this brush into the product and then I put it on my face. But today I actually use my fingers because I felt like my putty bronzer was a little bit dry, so I kind of warmed it up with my finger and then I proceeded to apply it all over my face. But a brush is my favorite way to apply this bronzer. It is the perfect shade for me. It's deep enough. I love how this blends. I think the putty products are so good from e.l.f. They are A1. The putty blush is in the shade Bali. Clearly I use and abuse this putty blush because, I mean, just look at it. I love this so much. It's like a burnt terracotta orangey color on my skin. It's a lot lighter on my skin than it is in the container, but it's such a pretty blush. I can use this every day. I can use this a lot for the summer to give me that sunburnt type of look. But it's just so pretty. I love the putty blushes. The putty products from e.l.f. period are so good. So that's what I use for my face. And then for my concealer, I went in with a top 3 in my collection. Concealer, I haven't been using this one because I've been trying to use up other concealers in my collection, but this is always a tried and true go-to. I will forever want this in my collection concealer. Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I've gone through a couple of these. This one is in the shade Warm Sand. This is so good. This is so good. It is a little liquidy and creamy because it has like I think it has hyaluronic acid in it and coconut water, like good for your skin ingredients. So it is a little liquidy. So what I like to do with this is just put it on and let it sit, so that when I go to blend it out, it's not moving all over the place and it's only blending out in the places that I want it to blend out. So yeah, that's what I use today. And full coverage, like it blends beautifully, it highlights, it looks good, it wears well. It will crease under my eyes if I don't bake, so I did bake today, but to me this is just a holy grail concealer. I feel like most concealers crease under my eyes. The only two concealers that I have found that don't crease under my eyes if I don't bake them is the Tarte Shape Tape and the I think it's the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. I think those are the only two concealers that I have in my collection that even if I don't bake under my eyes, they won't crease. Everything else creases. So I've learned to live with it. So since I used that Too Faced powder, Too Faced concealer, I went ahead and used the Born This Way Ethereal Loose Setting Powder in Translucent to set under my eyes. I love this powder so much. So I'm gonna tell you guys something. I'm gonna show y'all something. This is a translucent powder. Yes. For so long, I stayed away from translucent powders because I felt like they made my skin look really, really ashy, really, really ghostly, flashback, all of that. I think the reason why I love this particular powder so much is because even though it's translucent, it almost looks like a banana powder. It kind of has a tint to it that looks like a banana powder. And I'm gonna show you guys an actual banana powder. This is the one from ABH. Do you guys see how this translucent powder kind of has a little bit of a tint to it, like the ABH one? Now I'm gonna show you guys another translucent powder that I have. So this is the translucent powder from Coty Airspun. Do you guys see how there's a difference in tone? How this one looks just so very white, like a translucent powder, and these two both have like that kind of yellow tinge to it. So I think that's the reason why I love the Too Faced translucent powder so much, because it reminds me of a banana powder and it gives me almost the same effect as a banana powder would. It doesn't look translucent, it doesn't look white on my skin. So I love this powder, and of course because it's Too Faced and it's from the Born This Way line, it goes amazingly well with the Born This Way concealer. It never sticks to the concealer, it blends away effortlessly and flawlessly, and it makes my skin look good, smooth like a baby's bottom, but very natural at the same time. So love that translucent powder. Okay, and my bronzer is just in here breaking up. Oh my god, oh my god, it looks as if one of my kids got a hold of my bronzer. Whew. Okay, so moving on, to set my face, I used the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Powder Foundation because I use this foundation. I wanted to use this powder. Technically, this is a foundation powder, so this is going to give you coverage when you use it. That's why when I use this to set my face, I go in with a really fluffy powder brush, like something big like this, you know, just any like super big fluffy powder brush. That's what I use to set my face when I use this, because it is a powder foundation and not necessarily like a finishing or setting powder. But I use the shade Hazelnut, and I also have the shade Copper. Now, as you guys can see, the shade Hazelnut is very, very light. So I used a very light dusting of this so that it wouldn't change the color of my foundation. But I knew that I would be okay to use this lighter color powder because the foundation, like I said, is a smidge dark on me. So this powder didn't do much at all. Like, it didn't change the color, it didn't do anything. It kind of just set my face and it looks really, really good. I love this powder. I raved about this powder for like 2 years now. I think we're on year 2 that I've raved about this powder. This is so good for setting your face, and it's also very good as an actual foundation powder. So if you haven't tried it, you should, if it's been on your wish list. Okay, so then after setting my face, I went in with my blush palette. There is makeup everywhere. Like, this is why I don't like keeping my makeup in a makeup bag, because there is literally bronzer everywhere on everything now. Now my entire makeup bag is like dirty and filthy. Okay, but anyways, this is the Juvia's Place Volume 1 blush palette. And I went in with this orange blush on my cheeks today. Now, I know that these two blushes they do not go together at all. Like, absolutely are two different colors. but the combination of them together is exactly what I ordered. Like, it's exactly what I ordered because I wanted that burnt terracotta color from the putty blush, but I still wanted that warm orangey goodness from this blush, and I got it. That's what I got. That's what's on my cheeks, and I absolutely love it. I think that it gives. And this is definitely a summertime combination, but I feel like it could be a fall combination as well because of the burnt orange terracotta. If I put less of the bright orange on my cheeks and just let the terracotta show through, I think that is a great fall blush combo. Or, you know, since we're still in summer, because we still have like a month of summer left, I can apply as much of that orange blush as I want to give me more of that warmth, you know, that summer glow that I want. So that's what I use for my cheeks today. And then, you guys, y'all, loose highlighters. Why do I not use my loose highlighters more? Every time I use my loose highlighters, I'm just like, these are the best highlighters that I have in my collection, because I don't know what it is, they just look amazing on my, I know y'all see this glow. I know y'all see the glow. Y'all can see it from the front, and y'all can also see it from the side. I know y'all see the glow. Loose highlighters look so good on my skin, and I feel like they emphasize texture the least. Strangely enough, I feel like they emphasize texture the least. So this is my Coty Airspun Loose Face Highlighter in the shade Glow for Gold. It's pretty much just a gold shimmery highlight, and it is beautiful on the skin, and it does, I'm sorry if y'all can hear my kids. It does wonders. It does wonders, and it looks so good. And I think I only own like 5 highlighters in my collection, loose highlighters. And every time I use them, I'm just like, these are the best highlighters that I have in my collection. Like, they're A1. I need to use them more. So I will be using them more because I love them. Last but not least, by the way, you guys, I forgot to tell y'all that after setting my face, after baking and after setting my face with the face setting powder, well, the powder foundation, I went in with more Fix Plus. And then after applying the highlighter to my face, I went in with more Fix Plus, okay? So then for my lip combo, I use my Juvia's Place lip combo that gives me my perfect nude lip. This right here, if you know me, if you've been on my channel, if you've watched my makeup videos, you already know what my go-to nude lip is. It's that beigey, almost yellowy kind of nude lip, brown nude lip. Y'all already know. So I use Juvia's Place Cola liner, which is just a dark brown liner. Like, if you're a deeper complexion, this dark brown liner right here, it's everything. It's deep, it gives you depth, it outlines, like, it does everything. It's perfect. And then I went in with my Juvia's Place lipstick in the shade Lady. Let me just show you guys. It's gross because I used it, but let me just show you guys. So this is the perfect lipstick for my lip combo. Like I said, that beigey, almost yellowy type of nude that I love. This Juvia's Place lipstick in Lady is the perfect lipstick to use to create the combination that I'm talking about. Okay, and then to top it all off, I use the Juvia's Place gloss in It's Electric, which it used to be, I don't know if you guys can see the discoloration. It used to be this color, this like super yellow gold color, almost the color of the eyeshadow that's in the middle of my eyes, I mean the beginning of my eyes. It used to be that color, but because I use it all the time over this nude lip combo, it's turning brown. It's turning brown because I use it so much, but it pairs perfectly over the top of the nude lip combo, and it gives me my perfect signature nude. Like, this is my signature nude. But with that being said, you guys, that is it for my makeup of the day. That is everything that I use on my face today, and I am just in awe. Like, I am loving my makeup today. You know, like, the addition of the MAC Fix Plus does something different to my face, and I think I'm gonna really love it. So I'm glad that I was watching Miss Megan Robinson here on YouTube, and she taught me how to use Fix Plus. Like, I'm so glad, because I feel like I've been using it wrong this whole time. But I love my makeup. I love the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow is so bomb. And like I said, I will continue to use my Pat McGrath palettes more so for every day and incorporate them into my everyday makeup looks. But that is it, you guys. That is everything that I have for you guys for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed just chilling with me and chatting about makeup, talking about my makeup of the day, new products, new techniques, old products, old phase, all of that. I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below letting me know if you enjoyed it. If you're new, sis, you should definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the Fragrance and Beauty Army, as well as that bell notification so that you can be notified every single time that I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.